What if I told you that the answers to humanity's most ancient mysteries, our origins, our connection to the divine, and the secret realms of the cosmos, were once written down and then deliberately erased from history? What if the Book of Enoch, a sacred text predating the Bible, once contained the truth about fallen angels, giants, and divine secrets, but was stripped away from the official scriptures by those who feared its power? This ancient manuscript, shrouded in mystery, presents a vision of the world so profound that it challenges everything we think we know about the Bible, about angels, and about the forces that govern the universe. Why then was the Book of Enoch banned from the Bible? Was it because its truths were too dangerous to be known? Or perhaps was it because the power it holds over human consciousness, revealing the hidden knowledge of the divine and the corruption of angels, was simply too much for the establishment to handle? In this video, we'll embark on a journey into the forbidden, uncovering the shocking reason behind the Book of Enoch's exclusion from the Bible, and explore the cosmic, spiritual, and philosophical truths it contains. From the towering giants born of fallen angels to the esoteric teachings about the heavens, we'll dive into the profound mysteries that have been hidden for millennia. But be warned, what we are about to explore will challenge your understanding of ancient texts, spiritual knowledge, and the true nature of our existence. Stay with us as we reveal the truth that has long been suppressed, the secrets that only a few enlightened beings were ever meant to know. The Book of Enoch, a sacred text filled with apocalyptic imagery and celestial revelations, was once revered by early Christian communities and hidden within the sacred scrolls of ancient Judaism. Long before it was banned, it held a prominent place in the scriptures of many cultures. It was passed down through oral traditions, inscribed on scrolls and preserved in the mystical libraries of lost civilizations, passed on only to those deemed worthy of its knowledge. So why was it erased? To answer this, we must first understand the rich historical and philosophical context that surrounds the Book of Enoch. This book is not just a collection of stories. It is a bridge between the earthly realm and the divine, a conduit through which humanity was once given glimpses of a reality far beyond what is visible to the naked eye. It's believed that the Book of Enoch was originally written during the Second Temple period of Judaism, roughly between the 3rd century BCE and the 1st century CE. This was a time of great upheaval and spiritual searching, as the Jewish people were caught between the fading glory of their ancient kingdoms and the rising power of Greco-Roman empires. Amidst this political and cultural chaos, there was a longing for divine knowledge, a hunger for understanding the mysteries of the cosmos and the angelic realms. The Book of Enoch was, in many ways, the answer to this spiritual yearning. The text was considered by many to be the hidden knowledge granted to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah, who, in the scriptures, is said to have walked with God. Enoch was said to have ascended into the heavens, standing before the divine throne and receiving sacred wisdom that no mortal had ever been allowed to comprehend. The book attributed to Enoch is a recounting of those divine revelations, visions of angels who descended to earth and taught mankind forbidden knowledge, of giants who walked the earth as a result of the mingling of heavenly beings with human women, and of the end times when these cosmic forces would clash in a final battle of good versus evil. In the early Christian church, however, the Book of Enoch posed a challenge. The text contained stories that were at odds with the emerging orthodoxy of Christianity, which sought to create a unified, standardized theology. The concept of fallen angels, celestial beings who defied God and descended to earth, was too radical for the church fathers, who preferred a more tame interpretation of angels. The giants, born of the union between these angels and human women, were seen as blasphemous and unnerving. They posed questions about divine purity and the very fabric of humanity, questions the early church was not yet ready to answer. Philosophically, the Book of Enoch's teachings touch on ideas far ahead of its time. It introduces a dualistic vision of the universe, one in which the forces of good and evil are in constant conflict, each struggling for dominion over the souls of humanity. It teaches that divine wisdom is not just for the religious elite, but is available to all who seek it. This philosophy of universal knowledge clashed directly with the hierarchical structure of the early church, where secrets were reserved for the few, not the many. The Book of Enoch's message was, in a sense, too egalitarian. It threatened the spiritual authority of those who sought to control the flow of sacred knowledge. Over time, as the Christian canon solidified, The Book of Enoch was condemned as heretical and removed from the official list of accepted scriptures. Despite its initial popularity, its teachings were pushed into the shadows, dismissed as the fantastical musings of a misguided mystic. But why was it erased from memory entirely? The Church sought to sanitize the Bible, to create a text that was palatable to the masses, one that did not challenge their preconceived notions of heaven, angels, and mankind's place in the universe. Enoch's revelations were deemed too dangerous, too wild, and too uncontainable, and so they were removed, buried beneath the weight of centuries of ecclesiastical control. This suppression of ancient wisdom was not unique to Christianity. Throughout history, powerful institutions have often sought to silence knowledge that could shift the balance of power. The Book of Enoch, with its revelations of the celestial order and its bold challenges to established beliefs, was a threat to this control. But even as it was erased from the official scriptures, it continued to exist in fragments, hidden away, whispered about in secret societies and ancient circles of esoteric knowledge. The Book of Enoch, once believed to be a divine message to humanity, holds within it the threads of a cosmic story that unravels the very fabric of existence. It speaks of the Watchers, angels who descended from the heavens, drawn by curiosity or defiance, and took human wives. These angels, known as the Grigori in the text, taught humanity secrets that were never meant to be shared, secrets of magic, astronomy, metallurgy, and the arts of war. Imagine for a moment angels descending to earth, not as ethereal messengers of peace, but as beings of immense power, bearing knowledge that could alter the course of human civilization. They shared with humanity the art of making weapons of war, the secrets of the stars, and the understanding of the natural world, knowledge that was meant to remain hidden in the heavens. But why? In the Book of Enoch, these angels were not seen as benevolent beings, but as rebellious figures who defied the natural order of the universe. They acted against the will of God, engaging in forbidden unions with human women, resulting in the birth of giants, beings of unimaginable size and strength who roamed the earth, causing chaos and destruction. These giants, the Nephilim, were not just physical aberrations, they were symbolic of a greater disruption in the cosmic balance. Their existence represents the crossing of divine boundaries and the blending of the celestial with the earthly. The presence of these giants created turmoil. They were not just creatures of flesh and blood, they were harbingers of corruption, bringing with them the knowledge of war and strife. Their very existence, the Book of Enoch suggests, was the reason for the great flood that wiped out much of humanity. It was a divine reset, a way for the earth to cleanse itself from the corruption that had seeped in. But beyond the giants, the Book of Enoch offers a deeper, more metaphysical message. The fallen angels in their descent to earth represented the spread of knowledge that was far too powerful for humanity to wield. This knowledge was not meant for mortal men. It was a glimpse into the higher realms, into divine secrets that humans were not prepared to understand. The Watchers, in their arrogance, sought to empower humanity, but in doing so, they set in motion a cosmic imbalance that threatened the very order of existence. The book's narrative warns us of the consequences of such knowledge, how the acquisition of wisdom, when not tempered by divine guidance, can lead to ruin. The fall of these angels mirrors the fall of humanity itself when it reaches too far beyond its grasp. In a way, the Book of Enoch serves as a cautionary tale, a story about the dangers of unrestrained curiosity and the responsibility that comes with divine knowledge. One of the most striking aspects of Enoch's revelations is his vision of the celestial realms. He describes an elaborate, multi-layered universe, where heaven, earth, and the underworld are intricately connected. Enoch's journeys through these realms provide a map of the spiritual cosmos, one in which angels, demons, and the souls of the dead interact in a cosmic dance. This vision of the universe was unlike anything seen in other religious texts, complex, layered, and full of mysterious beings who acted as intermediaries between the divine and the mortal realms. Through vivid descriptions, Enoch introduces us to a spiritual hierarchy: the archangels, the Watchers, the fallen, and the souls of the dead. He explains the roles of these beings, their interactions with humanity, and their influence on the course of human history. This cosmic knowledge was not just theological, it was a blueprint for understanding the universe's hidden forces, offering insights into the nature of the divine and the consequences of moral choices. Yet, this knowledge was far too dangerous. The power to see beyond the veil, to understand the mechanics of the heavens, was not meant to be wielded by those who had not yet transcended their mortal limitations. The giants, the fallen angels, and their forbidden teachings embodied a dangerous truth, that the pursuit of knowledge without wisdom could lead to catastrophe. As we delve deeper into the Book of Enoch, we begin to encounter more profound and enigmatic truths. The text does not merely recount the descent of angels or the birth of giants. It reveals a cosmic struggle, one that transcends the boundaries of good and evil, human and divine. It paints a picture of a universe teeming with paradoxes, where light and darkness are not opposites, but integral forces working together to maintain the delicate balance of creation. Enoch's celestial journey introduces us to the concept of divine judgment, both in this life and the afterlife. Throughout the book, the themes of judgment and the weighing of souls are prevalent. The fallen angels, for their defiance, face punishment in the depths of the earth. They are bound in chains, awaiting the final judgment, a reminder of the consequences of transgressing divine law. The giants, born of the forbidden union, meet a similar fate, their corruption bringing about their destruction. Their deaths symbolize the necessity of purification, of cleansing the earth from the filth that had seeped in with the celestial rebels. Yet, even in their punishment, there is a deeper philosophical question to be asked. What does it mean to be judged by a divine entity? In Enoch's vision, judgment is not merely punitive, it is transformative. The fallen angels and the Nephilim are not merely erased, they are transformed, stripped of their power and restructured within the divine order. This is a cosmic process, one that mirrors the process of spiritual awakening, a journey through suffering, correction, and eventual enlightenment. It is a message that resonates deeply with esoteric traditions. The idea that even the fallen have a chance for redemption, but only through a journey of profound transformation. This leads us to one of the most fascinating paradoxes in the Book of Enoch, the idea of forbidden knowledge. The angel's gift of wisdom, which was shared with humanity, was not inherently evil. It was, in fact, divine knowledge, knowledge that could lead to enlightenment, to the understanding of the universe and the divine will. But this knowledge was given too early, to beings who were not yet prepared to handle it. The giants born from this union were corrupted not because they were inherently evil, but because they were part of a cosmic imbalance. They were the product of a divine gift misused. In a way, the story of the Book of Enoch reflects the paradox of human existence itself. We too are born into a world of knowledge, of potential, but without the wisdom to wield it. The fallen angels are, in a sense, symbolic of humanity's own journey. We are constantly faced with the choice to seek knowledge, to reach for the heavens, but we must ask ourselves, are we ready for it? Can we, like the angels, hold the light without being consumed by it? Another fascinating aspect of the Book of Enoch is its exploration of the heavenly secrets. These secrets, granted to Enoch through divine visions, provide a map of the universe that extends far beyond the earth. Enoch speaks of the movements of the stars, the cycles of the moon, and the intricate design of the heavens. He describes the pillars that hold up the sky and the portals through which the heavenly beings pass. These revelations about the structure of the universe were not just spiritual musings, they were profound insights into the very fabric of creation. These teachings go beyond mere astrology or astronomy. They touch on the deep mystical connection between the macrocosm and microcosm. The stars are not just distant lights, they are divine forces, and their movements affect our own lives in ways that we do not yet understand. The Book of Enoch teaches that by understanding these celestial bodies, we can unlock deeper truths about ourselves, about our place in the universe, and about the divine plan that governs all things. And yet, the secrets Enoch reveals are not just for intellectual understanding, they are practical. Enoch's teachings are filled with guidance on how to align oneself with the divine will, how to live in harmony with the cosmic order. This, perhaps, is the most compelling aspect of the book. It is not just a story of celestial beings and their descent to earth. It is a manual for living in alignment with the divine order, a blueprint for understanding the forces that govern both the heavens and the earth. While the Book of Enoch might seem like an ancient mystical text filled with celestial beings, giants, and divine secrets, its teachings are not just confined to the realm of the esoteric. They hold profound lessons that can be applied to our lives today, if we are willing to unlock their mysteries and integrate them into our consciousness. So how can we take this forbidden wisdom and use it to transform our lives, our mindset, and our spiritual practices? 1. The power of sacred knowledge, seek but with wisdom. One of the core messages of the Book of Enoch is the importance of acquiring knowledge, but doing so with the proper spiritual maturity. The fallen angels' downfall came not because of the knowledge they shared, but because they gave it to humans too soon. In our lives, this speaks to the importance of patience and discernment when pursuing knowledge, especially spiritual knowledge. In practical terms, this means choosing carefully where you seek wisdom. Spiritual teachings, books, or practices that promise instant enlightenment or shortcuts may lead to the same pitfalls as the angels who descended too quickly. To avoid this, commit to a practice of reflection and introspection before diving into any new spiritual or philosophical teachings. Take the time to deepen your understanding of yourself first. Become the wise seeker who is prepared to handle the knowledge you seek. Start a daily journaling practice where you reflect on what you have learned each day. This will help you process and digest the knowledge you encounter in your spiritual journey, much like Enoch did as he carefully recorded his visions. Ask yourself, am I ready for this wisdom? How can I use it responsibly? 2. Awakening the higher self, the heavenly blueprint. The Book of Enoch describes the intricate structure of the universe, how the heavens are in constant motion, influencing the earth and all life upon it. This celestial model reflects a deeper truth. We too are part of a larger cosmic plan. By aligning ourselves with this divine order, we can begin to understand our true purpose and our connection to the greater whole. The key to applying this in your life lies in recognizing that your actions and thoughts have consequences that ripple outward into the universe. Just as the stars and celestial bodies influence the earth, your energy impacts the world around you. The Book of Enoch teaches us that we are not isolated beings. We are interconnected with the universe, and by aligning our internal energy with divine wisdom, we can shape our reality. Engage in a meditation where you focus on your connection to the cosmos. Visualize yourself as a part of the larger heavenly order. Just as the stars and planets move with purpose, so too does your life have direction. Focus on aligning your actions, thoughts, and emotions with this greater cosmic flow. 3. Understanding the balance between knowledge and power. The story of the fallen angels teaches us about the dangers of misusing power. These angels, although divine beings, were corrupted by the knowledge they shared with humanity. This teaches us a valuable lesson in the modern world. Knowledge alone is not enough. It is how we apply that knowledge, how we wield it, that determines whether we bring light or darkness into the world. For instance, think about how modern technology, once a tool for enlightenment and progress, has been misused, leading to destruction and chaos in some parts of the world. The lesson here is clear. Wisdom must accompany knowledge. It is only when knowledge is used with a sense of responsibility, compassion, and respect for the greater good that it can lead to positive transformation. Before you act on any new knowledge or information, pause and ask yourself, how will this affect others? Am I using this knowledge for the greater good, or am I misusing it? This simple practice can help ground you in wisdom and prevent you from falling into the trap of using knowledge for selfish gain. 4. Purification and transformation, learning from the giants. The giants in the Book of Enoch are symbolic of the consequences of unchecked growth, both physically and spiritually. Their existence is a metaphor for the dangers of becoming too attached to worldly power or desires. In a spiritual context, these giants represent parts of ourselves, our ego, our desires, and our attachments that can grow too large and overpower our true selves. The lesson here is one of purification, of stripping away the excess, the distortions, and the ego that prevents us from connecting with our higher selves. Just as the giants were purged from the earth, so too must we purify our inner world in order to make room for spiritual growth and enlightenment. Practice a form of fasting or purification, whether it's through dietary changes, digital detoxes, or releasing toxic relationships. Use this time to reflect on what might be too large within you, what has grown out of proportion like the giants, and needs to be humbled. 5. Embracing the cosmic order, aligning with the divine will. The Book of Enoch gives us a vision of a universe that operates on divine order. It teaches us that by aligning with this order, we can tap into higher wisdom and cosmic knowledge. But to do so, we must let go of our egos and personal agendas, allowing the divine will to flow through us. This alignment can be achieved through surrendering control, trusting that the universe, or whatever higher power you believe in, is guiding you toward your true purpose. When you let go of the need to control every aspect of your life and instead follow the divine flow, you will find peace and clarity. Try a practice of surrender for 1 week. Each day, find moments to let go of control, whether it's relinquishing the need to micromanage your work or allowing the universe to guide you in making decisions. Trust that you are being guided toward your highest good. As we conclude our exploration of the Book of Enoch, we find ourselves standing at the crossroads of ancient wisdom and modern life. The secrets hidden within this forbidden text are not mere relics of the past. They hold keys to unlocking a deeper understanding of ourselves, our world, and the cosmic forces at play. Through the descent of the Watchers and the birth of the Nephilim, we are reminded of the consequences of wielding knowledge without wisdom. We see how humanity's hunger for the divine, when unchecked, can lead to chaos and destruction, but also to transcendence when approached with reverence and respect. The question that remains, however, is this: are we ready for the wisdom the Book of Enoch offers? Are we prepared to face the hidden truths of the universe and apply them with the responsibility they demand? As we move forward in our spiritual journeys, let us remember that the knowledge we seek is not just for intellectual understanding. It is a tool for transformation, a way to align ourselves with the divine order, to purify our souls, and to awaken to the higher realities of existence. The fallen angel's story is not just a tale of rebellion. It is a warning and a guide, reminding us that wisdom, when wielded with humility, can lead to enlightenment and spiritual rebirth. So as you walk through life, ask yourself, what divine knowledge are you ready to receive? What parts of yourself need to be purified, just like the giants of old? And most importantly, are you prepared to use this wisdom for the good of all, and not for personal gain? The Book of Enoch may have been banned, but its message is still alive. The cosmic dance between light and darkness, between knowledge and wisdom, continues to unfold within us all. It is up to us to heed its lessons, to embrace the divine order, and to walk the path of enlightenment with courage and integrity. As you close this chapter, remember this: the secrets of the universe are within your reach, but the question remains, will you dare to seek them? If you've been captivated by the ancient wisdom of the Book of Enoch and want to explore more hidden truths, leave a comment below. Share your thoughts on the wisdom we've uncovered, and if you feel moved, don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell so you can join us on our journey into even deeper forbidden knowledge.